It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to Science Bowl, the game show here in the Prince George's County Public Schools where we test scientific literacy. Play along today with these fine teams. Melwood Elementary. Let's meet the contestants right now. Say hello, if you would, please, to Annie Zhang, Eric Rivers, and Van Hall Jr. And Pointer Ridge Elementary School sends us Jordan Green, Lucille Falladon, and Dominique Lincolns. And now here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to how difficult the questions are. If they're easy, they're on the left, worth 5 and 10 points, and the tougher ones worth 15, 20, and increasingly the toughest of them all, 25. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, we will have a competitor for Mary Harris Mother Jones Elementary School, and then the possibility of moving on to the semifinals. Let's make sure everything works. Eric, try your buzzer for me. Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Van, and to Annie. And Lucille, would you try yours? Thank you. Good luck to you and to Dominique and to Jordan. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. We are so happy to have you guys here. We hope you have a good game. Win or lose, you've already won because your schools say you are the best. You're the elite students, and we are very proud of you guys. Let's have a good game. We go alphabetically M before P. So, Eric, you get to start the bowl. Give me a category and a number.
Body systems for 5, please.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, of his 5 senses, which one did King Midas have to be very careful with? Melwood.
Touch.
Touch, that's right, because King Midas, remember, everything he touched turned to gold. And that got to be a problem after a while. Go red.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, in Kentucky, they're building a new theme park, and I guess they're going to hope that the animals reproduce asexually because this biblical boat will have just one of every animal. Pointer Ridge.
An ark?
Who built it?
Noah.
Noah's Ark, that's right. They're building a replica of Noah's Ark in the middle of Kentucky. Go green. Lucille.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, your question is as follows. This parasitic plant with white berries is the scene of many kisses at Christmas time. Melwood. What plant are we talking about?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe, that's right. Hang the mistletoe up and you got a smooch. Go red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, what gas is it that famously affects your vocal cords so you sound like a chipmunk? Pointer Ridge.
Helium.
Helium, that's right. Good. All right. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, kiss the poison dart variety of this and you won't get a prince. You might die. Melwood.
For frog.
A frog, yes. The poison dart frog has so much poison that just a drop can sometimes kill multiple people. Go red. Good game. Tie score, 65 all. Eric.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, if you suffer from stomatitis, that's another name for canker sores, which are ulcers that form in and around your what? In and around your what, Pointer Ridge?
Stomach.
Not just stomach, no. Stomatitis is another name for canker sores, which are ulcers that form in and around what body part, Eric?
Your mouth.
Your mouth, that's right. Yes, canker sores can be very, very painful. All right, red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, in a recent commercial for Lucky Charms cereal, the leprechauns are fighting off these best-known carnivorous plants. Pointer Ridge.
Clover.
Not clover, no. The most familiar of the carnivorous plants were featured in a recent Lucky Charms commercial. Who were the leprechauns fighting?
Venus flytrap.
That's right. And they were winning because they were giving them out some cereal. Guess they liked it. Go red.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, just like the Washington Monument, this 900-foot tall steel structure in Paris also, yes, Eric.
The Eiffel Tower.
The Eiffel Tower, it will expand, it will move back and forth as it expands and contracts. Yes, sir. Red.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade, 15 points. Teams, they have recently discovered a brand new species. It's called the Northern Sierra Madre Forest Monitor Lizard. It is related to the biggest of all monitor lizards that lives, Melwood.
The Komodo dragon.
That's right. The Komodo dragon is the biggest and the meanest of the monitor lizards. Go red. Yes, sir. Eric.
I'm sorry. Dateline science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, recently the very eloquent President Obama recently could not say the word superfluous at the White House. He blamed his lip, but what was really tied? Pointer Ridge.
His tongue.
Yeah, he was tongue-tied. He eventually got superfluous out there. Go. 70 points for Pointer Ridge. 105 Melwood. Lucille, advantage yours.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, when you talk about an eclipse, the umbra is the dark part of what Peter Pan lost and the groundhog is trying to see. Pointer Ridge.
His shadow.
The shadow, that's right. Peter Pan lost his, and of course, the groundhog is trying to see whether or not it's there to give us a hint about the upcoming winter. Great folklore there. Okay, Lucille. Thank you, Jordan, for your assist there.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, scientists think they've found the Goldilocks planet. Not too hot, not too cold, just like Earth, far, far away in another galaxy. Actually, they've measured how far away it is. It's 20 of these units. 20 of what units, Melwood?
Light years.
You got that right, light years. Thank you. Oh, the buzzer has rung. That was a fast round. Melwood, 115. Pointer Ridge, 80. We'll be back with round 2 of this great game in just a moment. Don't you go away. Nice to have you on Science Bowl. Welcome back. We appreciate you spending part of your day with us. Here we are in our 25th anniversary year, and each year the students continue to get better and better and better, and 6 better students you wouldn't find than the ones we have here today. Let's go over to Melwood Elementary, talk to Annie and Eric and Van. You guys are playing a great game. Eric, have you guys practiced a lot?
Yes, you have.
Because it shows. You are really clicking here today. Tell us about Melwood. Who's your principal?
Miss Christelle Fawcett.
And I know she's really supporting this team. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Grace Guttridge.
And Miss Guttridge has been with Prince George's Schools a long time. She is so valuable to all of us, and we appreciate all the work that she does. And Eric, did you have any alternates on your team?
Malik Joyner.
And Malik will be out in just a few moments. Tell me what you like best about Melwood.
I like everything about Melwood, even though this is my first year at Melwood Elementary.
Wow, so it's made a good first impression on you.
Yes.
And you told me they chose you as captain. Not only are you smart scientifically, but you're fast on the buzzer, right?
Yes.
All right. What do you want to do when you get older?
I'll be a paleontologist.
Paleontologist. I know you're also interested in athletics. And Eric was telling me earlier that he actually found a bone not far from his home, and it turned out to be a what?
Dinosaur bone.
Dinosaur bone, but they wouldn't let him keep it. I think the Smithsonian still have custody. Maybe they'll name it for you, Eric. Maybe you'll get your name on there. Van, nice to have you here. Tell us about yourself. Now, to a person, all of you like to read. And boy, that's a real indicator of success, not just in Science Bowl, but in life in general. So keep up your reading. Van, tell me what you do in your spare time when you're not reading.
When I'm not reading, I write and I make videos, sometimes on a video camera and sometimes on my cell phone with my brother and sisters.
Yeah. And you have 3 siblings, don't you?
Yes.
Yes. Who are they?
My brother's name is JoJo. My sister's name is Vinaya and Javen.
Wonderful. And they're out there rooting for Brother Van here today. You're doing a nice job. And you want to write a novel someday, don't you?
Yes.
So you're a very literary guy, so you're good in English and science. And Annie, I know you're a reader. And what else do you do?
I like to draw and I like to play video games in my spare time.
Wonderful. And you like to draw animals, and what animal in particular? You like bunnies. Why do you like bunnies so much?
Because I used to have a pet bunny, and they're so very small and cuddly.
Absolutely right. So you had one as a pet, so it all makes sense to me. What do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be a teacher.
A teacher. And you would like to teach elementary school, you were telling me. Congratulations. We need more teachers, more good teachers, just like I know you would be. Pointer Ridge, nice to have you guys here in your matching shirts over there, the Pointer Ridge Panthers. They're roaring today. They're doing really well. You guys must have practiced too, because it really shows. Lucille, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Miss Mary Stevenson.
Out there and rooting for you in the wings. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Miss Melissa Rady.
She has really worked to get you guys ready. And I think you had an alternate, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who was that?
Sadia Hawkins.
That's right. We'll bring Sadia out in just a few moments here. Tell us, I'll ask you what I asked Eric. What's really great about Pointer Ridge? If you were writing an advertising jingle, what would you make sure you told people about Pointer Ridge?
That the people there are nice and teachers try to help you understand stuff.
That's what it's all about. And if you don't have good, caring teachers, why bother? Because those are the people who are the role models there. That's a nice thing to say, Lucille. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be an architect.
An architect. You want to design houses, and so you're going to have to be good at math. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to text.
You like it. And we asked her earlier, how many texts a day, and how many did you tell me?
I think I said 50 or 100.
50 or 100, so you're busy. You are busy. Dominique, nice to have you here. Young lady who makes her own T-shirts in her home. How many customers do you have?
Right now, it's just my family so far.
Just your family. So you're kind of building up, you know, so you can expand and franchise maybe. Why T-shirts?
Well, T-shirts, unlike other things, you can personalize them any way you want to.
Absolutely right. And life is all about personalizing things. You know, if you want to make an impression, that's a good observation. What do you want to do when you get older?
I want to be a plastic surgeon or optometrist.
Or an optometrist. Wonderful. Okay, so you've got some definite goals, and Jordan has some definite goals too. She'd like to grow up to be an actress, and you've already been in a production. What was that, Jordan?
I was doing something for my family reunion, and I was in a play at school.
I bet you were a hit, you know, because you got a nice presence. You're a very attractive young lady. I can see you on stage. And what do you do in your spare time if you're not acting?
I like to dance.
So you're a real performer, and you're performing really well here on Science Bowl. Let's get back to our game. Pointer Ridge 80, Melwood 115. Lots of big point questions to give away here. You got to earn them, though. Let's start out. Eric.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. When some people go to get a medical examination, they suffer from white coat hypertension, which means this goes up as soon as they see the doctor come in the door. What goes up, Melwood?
Stress.
More.
I let Annie.
What else goes up?
Stress, blood pressure.
That's exactly what we were aiming for there. Stress was tied into that. Good. Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Let's get physical for 15 points, teams. Newton's cradle, which is a great device. There are 6 balls hanging on strings, and they go back and forth and back and forth. It illustrates that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. That is Newton's third law of what? Pointer Ridge.
No.
Third law of what, Lucille? Yes, ma'am.
Science.
Not science, no. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Newton's cradle, that is an illustration of Newton's third law of what? Motion. That's exactly right. Go, red.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, they've discovered a new species of bacteria in the rusticles hanging from this ship that sank in 1912. Pointer Ridge.
Titanic?
Yes, the Titanic. The rusticles are the rust that's hanging down. They look like icicles underwater. Thank you, Jordan, for your help there. Go, Lucille.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. This most abundant of fossil fuels here in America might be cleaner to burn if we can decarbonize it by taking the carbon dioxide out of it when we burn it. What fossil fuel am I talking about? For 15 points. All right, Pointer Ridge. What you think? Lucille? We're going to move on to the red team. Red team, what fossil fuel is it that is most abundant here in America? And to make it cleaner, we would like to decarbonize it, take out the carbon dioxide as we burn it.
Coal.
Coal, that's what I want to hear. That's the most abundant fossil fuel. Red.
Daylight science for 15.
Dateline 15 points, teams, because there's so much carbon dioxide in our atmosphere, it is causing this in the ocean to rise, measured on the pH scale at about 4 or 5. The oceans are becoming increasingly what? Melwood. Eric, the oceans are becoming more and more what?
Warm.
Not warm, no. Good try. Carbon dioxide is causing the ocean waters to get more and more what? And we can tell that because on the pH scale the numbers are going up to 4 and 5.
Polluted?
Acid. Acid. The pH scale measured acid and base. Try again, red. Eric.
Green things for 15.
Green things, 15 points, teams. Plants don't have adrenaline and estrogen, but they do have substances called auxin and gibberellin, which are the same kinds of chemicals in the plant as those other chemicals are in human beings and animals. They are all different kinds of what? Come on, Pointer Ridge.
Cells?
Not cells, no. Estrogen, adrenaline, the same as auxin and gibberellin. They are all the same kinds of what? Hormones. Hormones. Try again, red.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, the newest one of these on the periodic table is number 112. They call it Copernicum. It's the newest what? Chemical what? Melwood.
Acid.
Not acid, no. Number 112 on the periodic table, Copernicum. It's the newest one of these chemical whats?
Reaction?
Elements. Elements. All the elements are up on the periodic table. Try red. Come on, Eric. Let's get something right here.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems, 20 points, teams. A doctor has recently found that a new one of these devices can be used with a change in the blood flow in the brain when people are telling a lie. Melwood, he's invented a new what?
Can I let Van explain?
You sure can.
A phonograph.
A phonograph. Ooh, not a phonograph. Good try, Pointer Ridge. Since blood flow in the brain changes when you're telling a lie, it gave a doctor idea to invent a new kind of what?
Lie detecting test?
Lie detector test. Yes, you were trying to say polygraph, Van. That's what we were looking for. Nice try, but the points go to Pointer Ridge. 110, 160. Lucille, go.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points, teams. The old pop rap group called Milli Vanilli is coming back. Milli, M-I-L-L-I, is actually a prefix that means what fraction? What fraction is a milli? Melwood.
Can I let Annie explain?
Annie, what fraction is it?
A million?
Not a million, no. A milli, M-I-L-L-I, is a what fraction, Lucille?
No, that's not a fraction.
It's 1/1000th, like a millimeter. A millimeter, 1/1000th. Try again, green.
Green, no, zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, what sort of habitat would you most likely have to go to find a giant salamander that was blind and also had transparent skin? Where would you find such a creature? Pointer Ridge?
Desert.
Where?
The desert?
Not in the desert, nope. Where would you find a salamander that was both blind and had transparent skin? What habitat would suit it best?
I don't know.
Where wouldn't you need eyes? in a place that's dark, right? What would be dark? Underground or in a cave? That's what we were looking for there. Go green, Pointer Ridge.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, if you have a mimosa plant at home, it's a lot of fun because if you touch it, the leaves all curl up. That's a nastic movement brought about by changes in turgor and also about changes in something inside the leaf that can be measured in PSI. What can you measure? What measurement is associated with PSI, pounds per square inch? Pressure. Pressure. It's like when you put air in your bicycle tire. You measure it in pounds per square inch. Change in water pressure inside of those leaves causes them to fold up and then to reopen again. I told you they were going to get tougher. Let's talk among yourselves more. Go green.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Multiple choice question. America's first astronaut. He went up, but he did not go into orbit. Back in 1962, was it Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, or Alan Shepard? First American astronaut, Pointer Ridge.
Neil Armstrong.
Not Neil Armstrong. The first American astronaut did not go into orbit, simply went up, came back down. Back in 1962, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Alan Shepard.
I'm going to let Annie explain.
Annie?
Alan Shepard.
It was Alan Shepard. Yes, ma'am. Go. Red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25. All right, these are the really tough ones. Come on, guys. Anybody can still win this game. Body systems for 25 points. Teams, doctors now think that if you eat a lot of seafood, you can stop or slow down the process called macular degeneration. What part of your body is affected by macular degeneration? What body part? 25 points if you can tell me, Lucille.
Stomach.
Not the stomach. Good try. Macular degeneration. You can forestall it by eating seafood at least a couple times a week. What body part is affected? Eric? Sir? Eyes. Eyes. Try again, Eric. Pick.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points. Teams, question is as follows. The deadliest animals on Earth that include lions and tigers and bears, yeah, they're pretty mean, but the two worst are the sea wasp, which is a kind of jellyfish, and the mosquito, which kills over 2 million people a year through malaria, meaning we human beings should really fear what phylum? We should really fear what phylum? What group of animals? Pointer Ridge.
Insects.
That's not a phylum. Good try. Melwood, what group of animals should we fear? Since the worst are the jellyfish and the mosquito.
Can I let Van explain?
Come on, Van.
Arthropods.
Good try. Invertebrates. Invertebrates, creatures that have no backbones. That's the phylum. The buzzer is rung, and it looks like Melwood's lead is going to hold up. We'll be right back with a wrap-up. Don't go away. What a wonderful group of young people today. We are proud of each and every one of them. We had some really tough questions, but you're not going to find any tougher competitors, and they are still in elementary school. You know what that's like. Let's go over and look at our final tally. Pointer Ridge, 110. Melwood, 180. Congratulations to Melwood, Annie, and Eric and Ben. We're going to see you in the next round against Mother Jones. And back there, look at that smiling alternate back there. Say hello to Malik and the team of professionals, the teachers and the sponsors, Miss Grace Guttrich, Miss Daniels, and Miss Jones. Thank you for all the good work that you have done. Let me see some smiles over here, girls. You look good. You played well. We love you. Jordan and Lucille and Dominique and Saida and Miss Reedy, thank you for being part of our game. You always send us great teams, and we hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. Bye-bye now.